They only knock once. You learn the rules of Hayden Hall fast or you don't last. Priya learned them on her first night as warden. Danny, the senior warden, tapped the warden on duty whiteboard with a dry erase marker. Her voice didn't shake. It never did. 2 knocks means human, Danny said. Me, New York police. Your roommate who lost her key again. 1 knock means don't open. I don't care if it sounds like your mother. Don't open. Zoe, Floor 6's resident TikToker, had her phone out. She was already filming. NYU is so dramatic, she whispered to her followers. The video hit 200K by midnight. The top comment was from @Chloe G. 2 words, help me. Priya didn't sleep that night. New warden nerves. At 1:15 a.m., she was still awake doing rounds when she heard it knock just once, soft like a kid's knuckles, then crying thin and wet through the door. Please, I forgot my key. I can't breathe. Every warden training manual says, assess, don't risk. Every inch of Priya's gut said, don't open. But the girl in the peephole was 18 maybe. NYU hoodie plastered to her skin, hair dripping on the carpet. She was shaking too hard to stand straight. My inhaler's inside, she gasped. Please. Priya thought of lawsuits, of expulsion, of a girl dying because she followed a stupid rule. She opened the door. The hallway was empty. The air smelled like the Hudson after a storm. Wet footprints led to the stairwell door. They stopped there, like the girl had walked into the wall and vanished. Priya slept with her chain lock on after that. The next night, 12:40 a.m. on the dot, it came. Knock, her door. She pressed her eye to the peephole, nothing but fisheye hallway. The night after that, knock. Then, clear as day, her own voice from the other side of the door. Please, I forgot my key. Her phone buzzed. Zoe, someone knocked on my door once just now. Sounded like you messing with me? Priya wasn't. Danny found her at 3 a.m. in the lounge, shaking. Danny didn't say, I told you so. She just took Priya's wrist and walked her to the basement. The warden wall was behind the boiler. 8 photos printed on computer paper and taped in 2 neat rows. 2013, 2015, 2017, 2019, 2021, 2023. All of them wardens, all smiling in their headshots. All listed as withdrew from university in the alumni notes. Chloe Green, Danny said. Freshman 2011, Hurricane Sandy killed the power for 6 days. She got locked out of her room at 12:40 a.m. on night 1, knocked on every door on this floor, once each. No one opened. They were scared of looters. She had asthma. She died in the stairwell. Priya's mouth was dry. Why do we knock twice? Danny looked at the photos. So Chloe knows we're not her. 1 knock is hers. It always was. That was when Priya understood the real rule. It wasn't about keeping Chloe out. It was about not becoming her. You let her in, you take her place, locked out, knocking once, asking for help that never comes. Forever. October 29th was the annual blackout drill. The same night Chloe died. At 12:01 a.m., the emergency lights died. The building went black. Knock. It came from inside Priya's room. She didn't scream. She ran. Danny was already in the hall with a flashlight and the master key ring. They didn't speak. They just ran for 617. Chloe's room, sealed since 2012. Now it was just storage. 12:39 a.m. they stood in the dark, and they heard it coming. Knock. Then the crying. Then the wet drag of sneakers on tile. Priya's hands shook so bad Danny had to steady them to get the key in. She turned it. She opened 617. The air that came out was 10 years cold. It smelled like rain and dust and inhalers. Chloe, Priya said, and her voice didn't sound like hers. You're home, your inhaler's inside. The crying stopped. Something exhaled and the cold rushed past them into the room. The door slammed shut on its own. For a second, there was silence. Then, from inside 617, knock, knock. Priya slid to the floor and didn't move until the backup generators kicked on at 1:00 a.m. They turned 617 into a student lounge the next semester, put in a Keurig and a PS5. No wardens have gone missing since. 2 weeks ago, Zoe went live at 2 a.m. She wanted the haunted NYU views. I'm in the famous room, she whispered. Y'all hear that? The mic picked it up. Knock. Zoe grinned at her phone. It's probably just the live froze. On the frozen frame, a comment loaded. From @Priya, P, don't. 3 seconds later, another one. From @Chloe, G, knock.